Pickaxe.
Hello and welcome to Ye Old Movie Podcast, also known as YOMP. I'm Simon Honeydew Diggy Holeman Lane, and with me is who do we do next? Is it G? It's G. G Star Games. Hello, G.
Hello. My name is G. Full Christian name, G Star Games. And with me is Bouphe.
Hello, I'm Bouphe, also known as Sophie. Don't get confused if everybody says that.
And this is a movie discussion podcast.
Would you like to explain how it works exactly for people?
So this is episode 3, the 4th episode, because we had an episode 0, and we have watched a film that was decided last week at the end of the episode. We randomly select from each of our curated list of 6 films, so a total of 18 films. And the winning film last week, after a bit of
Controversy.
Fuckery,
Yeah.
was Booph's film. G won the role, and then we were like, nope, because that would have been 3 weeks in a row. Mm-hmm. So we had we took a mulligan, if that's the right term, like in golf.
I think, yeah. I only know it from Magic.
We re-rolled and we had no lands in our hand.
We had no lands. G had to mulligan and get rid of. She was only allowed 5 films. She went down to 5. That's how it works in Magic.
Hey, I was happy. I was happy to withdraw because, 3 weeks in a row is
It's bullshit.
not fair. It's not
It
fair.
breeds resentment. We'd be
Yeah.
just so angry at G. We'd be taking it out on her, and she can't deal with that sort of pressure.
No, I don't want that. I don't want the smoke. So we went for another roll, and we got Frankenhooker.
My Tamagotchi's evolving. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's taking a while. It's a colour screen. It's got a lot to do.
A coloured screen Tamagotchi.
That's
Hell yeah.
fancy. That is fancy.
That is fancy.
Let's see. Oh, it's a little green clover baby. I love you, clover baby.
I love you,
Best
Oh
friend.
my god. Okay, are you quite done? Are you quite done, Boof?
For now, I am. Yeah, I don't know when the other one will evolve, but hopefully
Boof,
not for a while.
with her unnatural life form that she's raising. This is quite a belabored segue back to Frankenhooker. So, why did you pick Frankenhooker?
Frankenhooker is one of my most favoritist, wonderfulest films of all time. It's a film. It's a spin on the classic Frankenstein story, and it's hilarious. I think it's very hard to explain why you like a film sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because all the prostitutes die? Is that
Yes, there's a lot of boobies and there's a lot of bottoms.
so many tits in this film? My
There
god.
are, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. There's a lot more body horror to it than I remember. No?
Really?
Yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting all the actual body horror bits, like
The end.
the ending,
In
the
particular,
ending.
yeah.
Oh my
There's a lot going
Christ.
on.
Yeah. So I mean, I love Frank Henenlotter's films because they're so weird. The practical effects are brilliant. He's one of the finest, creme de la creme,
An auteur.
an auteur.
Yes.
And I think a lot of things could learn from it. There's a lot more exploding heads. There's so many fake heads and fake bodies used in this film.
Unconvincing fake heads in this
Oh,
film.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yes.
So do you want to very briefly describe the film? So, summarize it in a few
Yes.
sentences.
So there's this part-time mad doctor who he's getting married to his wonderful fiancée.
His incredibly fat fiancée.
We'll get to that in a bit. She's huge. She's enormous. And she befalls to a tragic lawnmower accident. And he is so distraught by this that he vows to rebuild her in a way that Frankenstein would be rebuilt. In a way his monster would be rebuilt. Very sorry about that. But because she was cut up in a lawnmower, there's not a lot of bits of her left. So he has to find the perfect woman to sort of put her head back on. So he goes and gets that by finding prostitutes, because they're already killing themselves with crack. So, like, it's fine, right?
I love that that's how they justify it.
Yeah.
They're all
He's a mad
dying.
doctor. And I mean, he clarifies at the beginning, he's like, he's talking to his ma. He doesn't know right from wrong. He doesn't know right from wrong anymore. He doesn't.
That dialogue was amazing. It was
When he has his over-the-top monologue where he's saying, you know, I don't know what's happening to me, Ma. I'm becoming amoral. I'm plunging into the darkness, the abyss. I don't know. And then she says, would you want a sandwich?
Yeah, she hits him with a, you want a sandwich?
I love his ma. It's just so nice. The whole thing. The whole
So
story
nice.
is just a beautiful story, really.
I love that. I love Bouphe's definition of what makes something nice.
He's very romantic. He really wants to be with his fiancée forever. You know, when he proposed to her, he wants to be with her forever. So that's basically the gist of it, I would say.
Summed up very well, yes.
I made notes.
Whoa.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was in the paper.
Physical notes.
Physical notes.
What the fuck? Pulling out all the
Here we go.
stops. When
Yeah.
when it started, I honestly felt like it felt like an episode of Goosebumps.
Yeah, it does have that sort of vibe about it, right?
And especially when he
my
had
God.
that like brain
Brain in the jar with the
in
single
the
eye.
jar
Yeah.
with the eye. And also like I thought it was a dream or something. Like he had like dreams of being this like incredible doctor or something. But no, it was actually
That's
happening.
genuinely it.
Yeah.
And this is at his fiance's dad's birthday party that he's got a brain on the dining table. He's just messing with it.
Nobody's like batting an eyelid, or it's like catching fire. You know, he's poking a scalpel into it. Everyone's just like, yeah.
His future mother-in-law presumably wants to make coleslaw, and she starts cutting up a cabbage on the table that has like all this shit on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They love Jeffrey for who he is. You know, they accept that their incredibly fat daughter,
She's so large. She's massive.
She's
who
really
should
not.
really stop eating the pretzels.
She's wearing like a pantsuit with like an
Oversized.
awful pattern on it.
It's a romper.
It's very baggy on her.
I have a similar romper.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
She has. They've padded her. They've got butt padding in her. But the
Yeah.
thing is, they've still cinched in her waist, so she's like. She just looks like she's
Cinched
got a
for
full
the
nappy.
gods. Yeah, she's like they've like put she's got like oversized athleisure, I guess, or what do you call her, a romper? And they're like, oh, you know, stop with the pretzels. You're huge, and it's like she's really not that
She's
big
really
at all.
not. It's very unconvincing, the padding. It doesn't work. Like, as you said, her waist is very thin. Her face is very thin and
like very
model-esque.
thin.
It's not quite
Traditional sort of-
shallow Hal levels of
No.
fat.
No,
No.
not at all. I like how they accept him, but not her.
Yeah, that's a movie that wouldn't age well. Shallow Hal.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that in years. It's been what feels like another lifetime since I've watched that.
Well, maybe, you know, you can add it to your list. No, please
Why
don't.
not?
Please
Why
don't.
So she's at this birthday party and it looks really fun and I quite like it. It looks really nice. And then Jeffrey's made this lawnmower remote control for the dad's birthday present. And she's standing in front of it while telling him all about it. and he's just muttering, "Don't stand in front of it." Like, he doesn't really give a shit, does he? He's like, I probably wouldn't stand there.
He should have, like, yelled at her or something, rather than just be like...
It was like
that
scene in Willy Wonka where he's like... Where they're we're going to leave. Yeah, he's like, oh, no, stop, don't go, no. And he's, like, not really trying.
So, yeah, Elizabeth just gets obliterated by the lawnmower. And Jeffrey's like looking at this diagram of a human female body. G said that it looks like the female Titan from Attack on Titan.
Well, I said it.
You said that in our group chat.
I said that's what it reminded me of. I'm not saying this is the first time I've ever seen the anatomy of a female body. I'm just saying.
All these muscles. You can see all the muscles.
All the muscles.
G's just... That was a humble brag there. It's not the first time I've seen the human female anatomy.
Wait a minute,
I'm not an incel.
I always get roasted for, like, basic things. People are like, what? Is that the first time you've seen this or that? So I have to, like, make it clear to people sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
He's a great artiste, though. That was a really impressive drawing, I gotta say.
It was.
The man has mad skills.
I love the weird sort of muttering to himself as he's going over the diagram and what he needs to add and do to bring Elizabeth back. Mm-hmm. And he says, like, I want to get rid of that chicken neck lump.
Oh, God.
I just don't want to set the arm on fire. And this is where the mole was. I got to get rid of this. Get those varicose veins out of here. He says all this weird shit.
And then Simon will appreciate this as someone who has studied physics. He says E equals MC squared. It's just like, okay, but that doesn't really have too much to do with reanimating a body, surely.
It's important, if you've not watched this film or you watched it and you didn't get it, it's important to realise that this film, it's got its tongue so firmly in its cheek that the tongue is pierced through the flesh of the cheek and is out the side of the face, wiggling around.
Literally, that is...
Like, the segments on the TV, when it cuts to, like, the TV, it's so on the nose, it's ridiculous.
So he kept the videotape of the news report of his girlfriend's tragic death, in which they show the bloodied pieces of her corpse. Yep. And... they call her his girthful fiancée sent her personality rating down, and a salad once named Elizabeth.
No. Tossed. This is like my favorite line in the whole film. Tossed human salad that was once named Elizabeth. Yeah. I was like, oh my fucking God.
I like the way that it calls it sent her personality rating down. Like, they're really saying that she was a fat bitch. Girthful fiance.
I loved it.
So harsh.
And he keeps this videotape in a book.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
And the TV show. The TV show is named after the medical book.
I think we should edit that so that he opens the Grey's Anatomy book and it's a VHS tape of Grey's Anatomy on VHS.
Oh my God!
I don't know why would he need to hide that? Like, nobody's coming in his room to go through his shit.
He's ashamed of watching it.
That's a good point. Like, the mother is so on another planet. She may as well not be in Jersey. So that, and when you mentioned that, actually, it reminded me of the part where he's like, I think he like empties out like a bag with like drill stuff in it and like a big ball. But before he does it, he looks back at the door to make sure that his like mother isn't about to walk in. And I'm like, oh yeah, then it rolls off. No, first of all, she wouldn't care. And second of all, it fucking rolls off the table and like makes this loud thud anyway. So I'm just like, what the fuck is the point of that?
I'm pretty sure that was an accident and they just didn't do another take. And they
absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, part of it, the news report says, like, parts of her were missing. And somebody's stolen the parts of her.
Yeah.
And it's revealed that he has kept her head in a freezer, in a vat. Is it an estrogen?
It's estrogen-based serum that can bring
Blood
things
serum.
back to life or something.
Oh, it was
But
a
I think it
blood
just keeps
serum?
it just keeps it like it keeps them fresh.
Preserved.
So it's this
Yeah.
weird purple bubbling fluid that's in a freezer.
Yeah.
And he gets the bits out and he has dinner with them.
Yeah.
And he talks to them.
And G-Star Games, did you notice 18 minutes, 30 seconds in, there's her foot on the dining table.
There's quite a lot of feet.
There's a lot of feet, yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think Bouphe has some explaining to do, really. I don't think you should be
Oh, here
looking
we
at
go.
me at all.
That's a good point, honestly. Bouphe, who did, off the pod, say, "So, G, are you really into feet?"
She really had to stop and go, gee, we're alone here. So are you really into feet?
We're all friends here. You can be honest with me, right?
I love that that's what it's come to now.
The thing is, I didn't even register that there was feet in this film. If anything, I mean, I know that there's feet, but I never think, oh, haha, feet, that's a G thing.
I do now. For a long time now, every time I see a feet, I think of G-Star Games.
I see your feet.
That's
When I
what it's
see
gotten
feet.
to now. It's like back in the day, you wouldn't even have like, you know, thought about it. But because feet is such a meme thing these days and it's so foot fetish, whatever, like you notice it more now, you know?
It's very clear that the feet in this film is like all the body parts are basically like the most comically oversized fake looking limbs.
Apparently they had some better props that could like bend, like limbs and stuff, but they got stolen, so they had to use like the shitter ones.
That's really ironic, isn't it?
So weird.
Like the fact that he stole her body parts and then the body parts literally got stolen.
That's wow, that's crazy. It's life imitating art.
There's like I think, because I'd watched it with a friend and I think they'd mentioned that at the end of the film, when it was done filming, they'd given out the titty props as like a memento to the people in the movie or something.
There is like a platter with a pile of tits on in this film.
Yeah.
It's astonishing. But we
beautiful.
haven't gotten to where the tits even came from.
No.
Yeah, we're jumping the gun a little.
Where are we kind of up to in this?
Well, he's having dinner and he's talking to the head of his.
Oh yeah, and then he holds
Fiancée.
up the collages that he's made.
Yes, he's made like he's cut out pictures of her face and stuck them directly onto photos of nude ladies in very compromising positions.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
And saying, you could have this body, this could be you. What's wrong? You don't like it? What about this one?
Yeah, like just all shapes and sizes of women with like, it's when he started getting out the pictures and like going, oh wait, what about this one? Oh, what about this one? Do you like this one? Oh, you could look like this. And I'm just like, oh, I was like starting to think at that point he doesn't actually love this chick. He just wants like.
Well,
He
the
has
thing is,
lost his mind.
he wants to bring her back because he loves her, but he also knows that he can make her better.
He sees an opportunity
Yeah.
to have the perfect woman. And it's a similar story to, I think it might be like a rehash of The Man with Two Brains, which is another Steve Martin film. And I think it's my favourite Steve Martin film, other than Three Amigos, where he's got this fat girlfriend. Again, she genuine, like at least the padding in that film is slightly more genuine looking. He's got a really fat girlfriend who dies somehow. I can't remember how. And he gets her brain. He's a brain.
A lawnmower again.
It could have been a lawnmower. There's a lot of lawnmower deaths that I'm going to have to make a list. He gets her brain and he keeps it and he talks to it but this brain is aware. It's sentient and he talks to this brain and he takes it around and he takes it on a date and this brain it's like they're on a rowboat in the middle of a lake and they're singing together and she doesn't know she's a brain, she just can't see. Like, she just can't sense anything. He has to explain to her that she's a brain. So he goes out to find a hooker to put her brain into. He's got an injection that he goes around, and he finds the most annoying prostitute he can find. And she's gorgeous. She's got a rocking bod, man. But she's got the most annoying voice. And he's like, oh, is this right? Is this right? And then she starts singing. And he's like, yeah, of course it's right. Of course it's the right thing to do. So he transplants her brain, and she's still got the compulsive eating habit, so she just gets fat again.
Oh my god!
I fucking love that film. It's for real. It's Steve Martin's finest. And
I think I've heard of it, but I've never seen
Yeah.
it. That synopsis is wild.
It's been a long time.
I'm very, very
since I've
good
seen
at.
it.
So that was 1983, so 7 years before Frankenhooker, but there's
Well,
a
there
lot
you
of
go.
similarities there.
There's a quote here from when Jeffrey's showing the pictures that I really liked, was when he says, "Honey pie, can't you picture yourself in this body, kneeling on Ma's couch in the basement?"
Oh my god. Yeah, that really stuck with me. I was like, I had to do a double take when he said that.
So awful.
I know. I was like, no, don't please.
I think, it's obvious he's lost his mind. He knows he's crazy, and that's why
Yeah.
he's sticking his fiance's face onto other women's bodies.
Well,
It's not
yeah.
normal.
I mean, even that like large diagram that he drew, like the human size one, like his mom comes in, she doesn't even mention it. Also, like there's like photos of the fiance scattered around the room that look like headshots. Like she's like a missing person of some sort. I don't know if you noticed. There's like repeat photos of her scattered everywhere, but they also just look like just like missing person headshots.
Oh
I'm like,
my
what
God.
the fuck? And then he just starts making out with the picture at one point. The one that's like
God.
attached to the body on the table, the drawing, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm literally remembering more about The Man with Two Brains because I did get the synopsis slightly wrong. He's already married, but to a bitch, and he falls in love with a patient or something like that. So there's two women.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it again. I can't really remember, but he manages
well
to get
worth
the brain
watching.
into a gorilla, and
Oh my god.
and he says, "I can't fuck a gorilla" or something like that.
That's
Return to
Umbrella
Monkey.
Academy.
Yeah.
That's what puts the head on the gorilla.
Yeah. Return to Monkey.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent of thought in a completely different way there for a bit.
Stay focused, for God's sake.
I
Come on.
can't-
We're
I
talking about
cannot.
Frankenhooker.
I know.
The Frankenhooker.
I just really love Frankenstein type films, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. Well, it's a classic story, so...
So he's watching a chat show later, and there's a lady on it who's saying that there's girls out there who are basically killing themselves, having to sell their bodies because they've got no other option, and they're getting addicted to drugs and they're dying. And he's like, what, so we should legalize prostitution? And would that make it all better? And she's like, yeah. And he's going, you know what? She's right.
Yeah, and he's like, don't laugh. She's right,
Don't
you know.
Don't laugh.
Don't
I love
laugh.
the Jersey accent.
It's great.
Oh, the accents are so good.
I love
Yeah.
Jersey Boy. His nickname is Jersey Boy because he goes to New York and he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
I love how Americans in general say poem because he reads her a poem.
Palm.
God, it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Poem.
It's not even funny, the poem. It's just bad.
Yeah, my brain turned into like, the static on a TV. Like when he started reading the poem, I was like, wait, what? What's he
And then
saying?
thanks to him, we were happily wed, even though at the time, I think we were both dead.
Oh my god. The glasses. The freaking glasses he has. I
He
feel
needs
like...
bifocals, desperately.
Yeah.
Because he keeps moving the glasses down his nose to be able to see clearly.
is
He
he
needs bifocals.
Is he meant to be like... First of all, the director's name is... What is it? It's Frank...
Frank
Henenlotter.
Henenlotter.
Yeah, okay, so his name is Frank Henenlotter, which is ironic because of the name of the film. But also, his name in the film is Jeffrey Franken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Yes.
reminded me of like, is he supposed to be like a Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, even like the look he has is so.
Do you know why it's called Franken? Though,
I do.
Just checking.
I do. So, but like, he also just gives, even like his look when he like first goes out and into the city, he just looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, and I'm just like, is that?
That's a thought. I never thought about that before.
Yeah, just a thought, just a cheeky thought.
But he's trying to come up with ideas on how to bring her back to life, isn't he? And he's got a very novel way of getting ideas and getting inspiration, and that's just to get a power drill and give himself a lobotomy.
Okay, now, Bouphe, this isn't. It doesn't give him ideas. What it does is he's destroying like the moral center of his brain, like his conscience.
Right. Yeah.
No, isn't he like tapping?
Because he's like, I can't do this. This is wrong. I can't do this. And then he gets the drill out, and then he's like, okay, yes,
He goes to the
I can do
phrenology
this.
head. Goes to the phrenology head, and he picks out the part of the brain that he wants to destroy.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought he was like trying to like untap, like open up that part of the brain that will give him
Ideas.
the better ideas. That's what I thought he was doing.
It's like the film Pi, right? Is it just called Pi? Darren Aronofsky?
Yes.
Where he destroys the part of his brain, spoiler, that can do maths, basically. So that's what you do. Because you just destroy... When you stick a drill in your brain,
right.
you just destroy that part of your brain.
Oh,
Okay, I'm having to take more notes now.
yeah.
So he's being held back by like his conscience that's trying to stop him because he knows what he's doing is wrong. And then he gets the drill out, destroys that bit of his brain, and I guess over time it repairs itself and he has to do it again. But he's able to think clearly and know what has to be done. And he gives, and it's murder. It's murder. And he's okay with it all of a sudden.
Yeah, but he figures it out. He goes to find some girls to potentially find the perfect woman to put Elizabeth's head onto and to create the new Elizabeth, right? And so he goes off to New York, and my God, the streets are crawling.
Far out,
So
like
many prostitutes.
there's a lot of hookers.
Oh my lord.
And they've all got their own, like, he's like going down each different block, and he's like, no, I don't like this set, I don't like this lot. This could be the one. Oh my God, this could be the one.
Yeah, he's assessing every street he goes down.
Nice legs. Don't know about that bit. Yeah, he's like looking at them like
assessing,
objects.
yeah.
And he tells a couple of girls what he wants. He tells one girl, and she says, "Is it Amber that she calls over?"
Yeah,
and Amber
yeah.
does the slowest walk towards
I even
him.
took a note of that. I was like, that walk, what the
She's like a model on the catwalk. She's like sort of showing herself off as she walks towards him. That's kind of how I read it.
Sure, I
Or at
can't.
least to the
I
camera.
just become so impatient. If I was trying to buy some sex off that lady and she was walking that slowly, I'd be like, right, okay, I am no longer horny. I want to go home.
If I'm trying, I would like one sex, please.
One
My
sex,
name
please.
is Bouphe. I would like a single sex, please. No, but yeah,
I haven't got time for this.
I mean, it was a very
That's the longest part of sex.
true.
It's the
The
way
walk.
when the lady walks over.
Yeah, it was very sensual.
Yeah, and but he says he wants a lot of girls because he wants to choose. So he says that he's having a party for his brother, and they take him to see their pimp Zorro.
Zorro.
Is
What
it
a name.
Zorro or Zaro?
It's
Zorro.
Zorro.
Okay, I couldn't tell with the
Because-
accent because I was
Yeah,
like,
he brands them with his Z as well.
Or Z, if you're American.
Z.
yeah.
And
Awful.
Zorro is the actor who plays Zorro is probably one of the best actors of that generation, I would say.
He's definitely a porn actor. That was some porn acting. right there. Like, you can't convince me otherwise.
It's he's amazing. Like, it made me laugh so much more than I ever thought possible. Like, I can't remember him being that bad at acting before. But anyway, he gives them these little bags, these little baggies.
Little treat.
Inside, he gives them a little treat. That's what keeps him motivated. He's like, how much fun are those? So he sells Jeffrey some crack, which is nice. And again, he starts to justify that. He's justifying that. Well, you know, it's the drugs that are killing him. It's not my fault if I put down a lethal form of crack in their presence and they decide to take it.
Yeah. By which you mean super crack.
Oh,
super
no.
crack.
Well, no, super crack comes later. That's
what Jeffrey takes the crack and he makes super crack out of it.
Yeah.
Using science.
That whole tub that like probably had, you know, cheese balls in it at one point. And then he put super crack, giant crystals in there. But he killed a little guinea pig in the process. I was so sad. He
tests it on the guinea pig, who is making very lewd comments too.
Oh Jesus!
He's sweet talking the guinea pig, talking to it as though it's a prostitute, like he's practicing what he's going to do.
But he says, like, weird. If I were a guinea pig, I'd jump in there with you.
Oh God! Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know how much time's gone by, but you know, he obviously hasn't been with a woman for a little while because of Elizabeth's brutal death.
Do they actually say how long? Or do they never?
I don't know what the time scale is in this film.
I kind of do, because he's watching. I mean, you don't know the time scale between her death and him sort of figuring out his plan, I guess. But then there's the weatherman who says, like, there's a storm coming in 2 days.
So we have a ticking clock element. Jeffrey has to get his shit sorted in time for the storm to bring Elizabeth back to life, because obviously you need a strike of lightning to hit a piece of equipment in order to bring someone back from the dead. That's just how it works. That's the rules.
Yeah. We don't make them up. That's the rules.
Yeah. So Jeffrey has his 9 prostitutes. He's dressed as a doctor, like role-playing. He has the 9 prostitutes. Their names are Angel, Snow, Amber, Anise, Monkey, Crystal, Sugar, Chartreuse, and Honey.
You wrote down their names. Amazing.
Monkey is the name of a prostitute, which is awful.
Well, I mean, you've got the always the stereotypical names for people in that line of work, right? You've always got like a Crystal or a Serenity or a Faith or a Hope or whatever. So yeah, Monkey.
Not a Chastity though.
No, definitely not a Chastity. But yeah, so when they said
Audacity, that's my a hooker name is Audacity. The audacity of that bitch.
Hey, honey, my name's Audacity. You want a date? Looking for a good time?
Oh my God!
Got any money?
I'm gonna have to think of the most off-putting hooker name for myself.
Hooker name ever, yeah.
That'd be
Gonorrhea.
Just so funny.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
Hey, baby, I'm gonorrhea.
It needs to be witty.
Yeah, exactly.
Gonorrhea is very on the nose.
I like it because I've got Candy as a cat. I like it. I always say that she's a little stripper.
Oh,
it's a beautiful name. I love it.
Candy.
Little Candy.
Bouphe, have you ever thought, because for those that don't know, Candy only has 3 legs. Have you ever looked at stray cats in your neighborhood, looked at their legs and think, that's the perfect leg for Candice Marie?
Yes.
Give them a dreamy, but it's filled with crack.
There's a tabby cat who I confused for Candice until I saw that it had 4 legs, and I was like, I could just take that cat's leg and put it on Candice Marie, and then I thought, even better, I could put Candice Marie's head on that cat's body at the same time, so it would be a 2-headed cat.
My God!
What film was that? There was an episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns got his head grafted onto Homer's.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I don't remember.
Is
Is that a
that
Halloween one?
It probably
That sounds like a Halloween
Yeah,
special.
it's a non-canon one, surely.
Yeah.
Surely.
And Futurama, Fry had his head grafted onto Amy's shoulder. And
Oh, God.
Oh,
That's
I
when they were
remember
dating,
that.
right?
Yeah.
that's when they were dating.
That's early
Yeah.
Futurama stuff. God.
Hell yeah. Anyway, Candice would, she'd be great. I'd put her head on one end, and then the other cat's head could be on the other end.
Oh,
Where's the
And
ass?
Like cat dog.
I'd put their little assholes underneath their face.
Oh my
Not on
god.
So they got two assholes.
Well, yeah, you can't just have one asshole.
Okay. That is horrific.
Thank you for an insight into that really cursed brain of yours, Bouphe.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you.
I forget she has 3 legs sometimes. I see a cat outside. Hang on, who's that? That's a naughty black cat outside.
Naughty black
not-
cat.
They're all naughty.
They are, but it's not Stinky. It's not the stray. This is one of the ones that has a home. It's got very shiny fur, and I don't know whether it's one that I call Spoolie. No, Spoolie's got a very round face. This is another one. There are so many black cats around here. Oh, gorgeous. Beauty.
Gorgeous little
Very fat
baby.
baby. Fat baby. Anyway.
So
Sorry.
Jeffrey's in a room with 9 prostitutes dressed as a doctor. He has a magnifying glass up to a woman's breast.
Oh, yeah.
Almost the entire screen is taken up by a tit
Yeah.
and a nipple.
Did you write down what he said?
And what does he say?
His good buoyancy on the nipple.
Doesn't
loves that
make
nip.
sense, I don't think.
No.
I don't know.
Like it's a floater or something? Like it's...
Yeah, it's a strange thing to say.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he trying to say like it's quite perky and
I
it's
guess,
soft?
boys, they do stick out, they do sort of like stick out in the water, I guess. So I guess it's he's describing how it like sticks out.
Yeah.
God, why am I
Okay,
trying
that
to
makes
find
sense.
logic in
I
this?
makes
don't know.
G-Star Games is thinking like Frank Henenlotter. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But he's finding the perfect body parts, and he draws a big tick on one of the ladies' arses.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love
he's
that.
looking at their legs. He likes that they're clean shaven.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that makes a fucking difference.
Well, I guess if the body parts are no longer functioning, it will stay that way.
Maybe.
I guess.
I don't know how the serum works. I don't know
Yeah.
whether you can grow hair.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
that's what I
the
assumed
rules.
when he said it. I was like, okay, sure. God.
So Jeffrey, he's having second thoughts about it all. He can't decide on which single woman to pick to use her body,
Oh yeah,
and he realizes that he can't go through and murder them. But he does still have his big bag of crack that they discover. The hookers discover the crack, and they take it off of him, and they have a party. They have a party, and it's wild. The devil's music is playing with like really weird lyrics.
Yeah, I wrote down the lyrics. Safe sex is for wimps. Anyone can drive sober. Always carry a gun. Russian roulettes never grow old.
Yeah,
Was there
some
something about-
wonderful messages.
Oh, I
Play this
thought-
backwards, it said
I
as well.
thought they said same sex is for wimps, and I was like, that's weird. What?
No, I had the subtitles on, but for just such reasons. I had to figure out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had subtitles on too.
I can't
tend
watch.
to watch them.
Yeah, I can. Which is funny for me because I watch so many things on VHS that don't have
That
subtitles.
don't have subtitles. Yeah.
And also the sound of the VCR is so loud you have to really turn up the volume. And then the copy is terrible. Like the audio quality is so bad.
Yeah, it ends up peaking, and then it ends up
It's just a
distorting.
muffled.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
So they're having this party, and I love the line where there's two of them that are making out. There's 2 hookers that are making out, and he says, "Your body wasn't meant to do that." As in, like, your body was not meant to kiss other girls.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know whether he was referring to something else, and then the shot was on the kissing.
Yeah,
Ladies.
Who knows? It's like this. It's weird ADR that's just put into the scene.
Yeah.
So weird. There's just tits and ass everywhere. I'm pretty sure, a vagina makes an appearance at one point. Quite a lot of vagina. But yeah, they're going crazy with the super crack and
Vagina? I don't remember.
I don't
was
remember
was
any
it just
vagina.
hair? Was it just a bit of pubes?
Was there bush?
There was like a behind
No flaps.
shot. A little bit of flap. A little bit of flap.
I
like
didn't notice
curtain.
any flaps.
Well, I
I'll
didn't
have to-
notice.
It fast forwards to the part where Elizabeth exists as, Frankenhooker, and she gets on top of that Danny DeVito wish
The John.
Danny
Yeah.
DeVito. And she climbs on top of him, and she's just she's naked, so you can see a bit of
Jeffrey, Jumbo Heaven.
Oh.
I love how she says, because her we're skipping ahead a little bit in the story here, but because her brain is so addled, what does she call drugs? She calls them like she says a different word for drugs when she's in the bar, and I'm gonna have to find it because it made me laugh. I didn't even write it down.
So much when she's like on the streets and roaming around. It's great though. I love it. I love the stuff that comes out of her mouth.
We are skipping like probably the best bit of the film.
We are. But
With the party.
Yeah, the party. So they're like on super crack. They're going crazy. He's like, no, stop, don't smoke it, blah blah blah. They're having fun for a bit, and then they start to feel a bit, feel a bit woozy, and it feels so good.
No,
and that's when the fireworks happen, quite literally.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. This is one of my favorite scenes in cinema.
Oh my god.
I do see a little. It's not vagina. I see crotch shots here. I'm kind of scanning through it.
You did post a tweet like a year ago of all of the hookers exploding in that scene.
Yeah.
With the wild pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. And the fact that these ladies, they have their bodies in certain ways, in certain positions when they explode. So they have to get into these positions, and then sort of like the fireworks happen.
Yeah.
And there's proper explosions, like, it's fantastic, and limbs start flying everywhere.
Yeah. They look like
it's magnificent.
They look like paper mache. Like what are they called? Those dummies in the car? The ones that
Crash test dummies.
Yeah, that's what
They're
they
not
look
convincing. They are not convincing, but that adds to the charm.
It does.
Because if it was done realistically, it would be horrific.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Kingsmen, when, spoiler, explosions happen, people's heads explode, but it's like colourful confetti and stuff. It's not actually like blood and brains and shit flying everywhere.
That's true.
So it's humorous.
Yeah.
So thankfully, the effects aren't incredibly realistic, because it would be one of the most horrific things anyone would ever see.
Yeah, that room would be red. Like by the end, like if it actually was like realistic, it would have been like the Red Room in Twin Peaks. If there would have been,
I do think that if done correctly in a sort of a very gory way, it could have been very funny.
Yeah, I agree. Done correctly, I think it could have been good.
Because what?
Who would you have direct a remake of this?
Oh, good question. David Lynch.
Hell yeah!
Fucking hell.
Hell yeah!
It would take a really dark turn, and there would be a nuke in there. I don't know. I'm not really very good at
that's
naming
perfect.
other directors.
That's perfect. We don't need anyone else. David Lynch.
We don't need anyone else.
Yeah, that's great.
Frank Henenlotter is a force unto himself.
Brandon Cronenberg.
Yes. Oh, yes. That would be perfection.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Anyway, Zorro is waiting for his girls because he was Jeffrey, Jersey Boy, was supposed to pick one girl and then the rest would leave.
He had I think half an hour or something.
He had 30 minutes, and you gotta pick because we gotta go. And but they don't. There's no time for they don't show up. And so Zorro, the big muscle-clad Zorro, goes upstairs. He goes to the room. He opens the door, and he is promptly hit on the head with one of his girl's heads that is flying through the air.
It's so ridiculous.
It's perfection.
And then he gets knocked out cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't see him for a while. Poor guy.
That big macho man just gets absolutely clapped by one of his girl's heads, and he's just out cold for a while. But yeah,
and then Jeffrey gathers the body parts that have blown apart, from these hookers enjoying their super crack, and he somehow manages to fit all of their body parts in 2 bin liners, which is astonishing. 9 prostitutes, and somehow fits into two bin
with
bags.
the hood open, by the way, making the journey from New York to New Jersey with the boot open, and limbs are just everywhere. So yeah, great work on his part.
And he gets home, and it's this scene that we see the pile of tits on a platter. Front and center on the camera, and we just see a pile of tits.
It's really good that the tits survived, because there was a good chance that they wouldn't have survived in that sort of explosion.
Yeah,
I think they all did. Every single tit made it.
Every single tit survived, which is really good.
It's a miracle. It's quite the visual. It's quite the fucking visual. My God.
I love it.
He's picking out the best leg, left leg, best right arm, neck, well, torso, whatever. He's trying to pick the best bits, and he claims he makes a thing to say that he's going to put them back together.
He promises.
He promises that after he fixes Elizabeth, he will put the rest back.
Yeah.
And then he just dumps it in his freezer. All the other parts he's not using,
no,
they just all go in the fizzy.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah. Sorry.
Fizzy serum-filled freezer.
Yeah, he puts them in there. Yeah, that's right.
He probably will get round to it eventually. Minus the parts that he's picked.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. So he starts building Elizabeth's new body back, and he's absolutely incredulous that one of them has a bunion, so gets to filing that off the bottom of the foot.
Oh god,
disgusting.
That was awful.
She loved that bit.
I didn't. It was awful.
The very, very funny bit. Maybe, I don't know, maybe one of the funniest parts of the film is when he has Elizabeth put back together with these new parts. She's on the table. It has the lightning rod thing attached to it. And he pulls the lever, and it lifts up out of the garage into the sky. But it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. It's 100 meters in the fucking air somehow.
With that incredible backdrop of the lightning, the really realistic looking lightning in the background.
I just couldn't believe it. Oh my god!
It's great. Do a lot of garages in the US? Do you think they have
that sunroof thing?
Yeah. So you can just open it up, just in case.
I don't think so. I just love the fact
I think it's
that
one of his inventions.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I think it is. I just love that the mom, I mean, even if she did see the garage, she probably wouldn't even say anything anyway, but that garage is pretty sus, right? It's pretty metal clamps for arms and restraints on a table and all sorts of shit going on. Also, when he pulled the switch when he lifted her up in the sky, so much shit was catching fire.
Yeah.
To the point where it's none of that should have been operating at all. It just blew my mind.
It's not real, G. It's...
I know. But I just was what the fuck, man? So much is on fire.
importantly, during that, Elizabeth is brought back to life by the lightning bolt, but then a stray spark of lightning hits the freezer that's got all the body parts in.
That was honestly, like one of my favorite parts of the film, because I knew that strike of lightning was going to...
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, it was going to create something so fucking beautiful. So I was very much looking forward to the reveal of that, and it did not disappoint.
Absolutely. And of course, Elizabeth is alive. She comes down, she's standing up.
Decked out with a new outfit.
She's got a new outfit.
All purple.
She's all purple.
She's no longer blonde. She's got dark hair.
And she's absolutely perfect, except her brain doesn't really work quite the way he intended. And I can't think of any reason why.
No.
And I had to suspend my belief there, because there is no reason why it just wouldn't really work until later.
Somehow she has like some of the memories or consciousness of the hookers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just her
basically
brain.
all she knows.
Somehow the other body parts, I don't know, maybe it's the souls, part of the souls.
Yeah.
Of the
My
hookers.
armpit might remember like where I've been.
Yeah.
Or like my tummy button might know where to go if I need to go
Maybe.
to Aldi. It would probably be like, follow my
Bouphe.
tummy button,
Do you wanna recreate what she says when she comes back to life?
Want a date? Got any money? Looking for some action?
Now that
Something
line
like
makes
that.
sense to me, because when it was first mentioned, you guys started. I think Simon recited it, and I'm like, what? Why would she be saying that?
What do you mean?
What do you
So me
mean?
and Simon have seen this film before,
Yeah.
obviously, and it was basically we're just showing G,
Yeah,
and so she can only think of the lines that the hookers said
it's
over and over again.
amazing. She's just roaming, like she's just saying.
She's walking like Frankenstein's monster.
She's got the
she's-
big shoes. She's got the platforms.
I do love
She's
that.
sort of
Creepers.
burning and
Electricity
twitching.
makes you do that, honestly. And Jeffrey doesn't have any money, so she pushes him out of the way, and off she goes into the night.
It's very impressive that she got to New York from there.
She walked.
Yeah, she
you know?
walked all that way.
I'm not sure how far away he lives from New York. It can't be that far.
It's like a
It can't
30 minute or 40, like New Jersey, I think generally is
New
30.
Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
And the only reason I know this, because I'm watching The Sopranos and they say it often. They're like, it's just, they're like 30 minutes over the bridge or 40 minutes over the bridge.
Yeah.
So,
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But she walks. She's determined to get there. So yeah, I'm looking at looks like New Jersey. So they are from Hoboken, I think, or Hoboken,
that is
as
close.
they call it in
Yeah.
the film. So they're literally just across the bridge. So
Yeah.
it's not too far.
Yeah.
And everyone's terrified of her. They think she's a horrific, terrifying monster. Everyone's trying to, getting away from her, yelling, screaming. But then she's in New York City and she meets the Danny DeVito-esque guy, as you described him. Was that Sophie described him like that?
No,
Or
G did.
G did.
What did I say?
You said that the John that looks like Danny DeVito,
He
and
does.
he's like, oh yes, take me, yes.
He's very
he loves
eager.
her.
He's
He
very
loves
eager.
her. There's a thing for slightly purple women, I guess.
And we find out when she takes him to the same room, the same place
God, that
where the
building.
girls. Yeah, because that's all
where
they
she
know.
knows. That's
That's what she knows.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like it's such a shithole. Like,
Yeah, and
oh
he
my
loves
God.
it. He's like, it gets even better.
Yeah.
And she takes her bra off, and she's got purple nipples.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's the serum. It's the magical estrogen-based serum.
Yeah,
That made me
Makes you-
laugh though.
makes
I
you
was
purple.
like, yep, sure.
She was supposed
Why
to have
not?
purple pubes as well, but
Puba?
something, I don't know. Maybe Oh, I think maybe it was they were worried about the rating or something.
Oh, I've got a funny
Or-
trivia fact about the rating.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, I've got that as well.
Oh, I swear
We're
to
not there
God,
yet. We're not there yet.
if we have to say one, I'm gonna die.
It's gonna be the same one.
Yeah.
So what happens to the John that she
Well, she's bouncing up and down on him. She's getting very
Oh, yeah.
excited.
He is as well.
Yeah, and there's still some electricity in there apparently because she electrocutes him and pulls his head off.
Yep, head comes clean off. It explodes out through a window, lands in a full trash can right on top of it, and people are just still walking by as though they don't even see it.
Well, this is New York. This happens. I
Yeah.
guess.
Just minding their own business. They don't want to get involved with this fucking head on
All
top of
they'd
the trash
say
can.
is, "Hey, I'm walking here." If it got
Hey,
in their path, but that's about it.
hey, yo.
Hey, yo,
Oh
I'm
my
walking
God.
here.
But she on the way out, she meets another bloke who wants to do it on her, and does she kiss him, and he gets electrocuted as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
in the hallway,
Yeah, the guy in the hall.
the really scummy guy.
Yeah.
I want to put my tongue down your throat, whatever he says.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So he gets what's coming to him as well.
Yeah.
And then off she goes to the bar where Zorro is, because that's their hangout, I guess, right?
That's where she knows. That's all she knows. That's all she knows.
Well, she knows. And she's very attracted to the pretzels at the bar
Oh.
because there's still a little bit of Elizabeth there.
Yeah.
Pretzels good.
Oh yeah, she goes all demonic when she
She's brilliant.
starts eating them.
Spike, the bartender or manager or whatever, she's like, "You want to go easy on those pretzels?" And then Elizabeth just goes, "Arr!" Just growls at her.
And of course, she knows Spike, and Spike doesn't know her at all. She's just like, oh, fucking.
Yeah.
No idea.
And there's Zorro's little creepy friend. Zorro's really upset because all of his bitches have gone. All of his bitches have exploded, and without bitches, you're nobody.
Yeah.
You're not a pimp if you ain't got no
Yeah.
bitches.
Exactly.
Poof.
You're not a pimp if you ain't got no bitches. And but Zorro's he just spies that on her arm there is the Zorro branding, and he's like, oh, I see how it is, eh?
I just love the conclusion that he comes to. He's like, "Hey, that's not your arm." It's like, what? How did you get like that? Is that logically, is that the first thing that you would say to someone? You know what I mean? But he literally is such a five-head. He's just a genius. He's just like,
I guess
"Hey,
so.
wait a minute. That's not your arm." Like,
Somehow
it's
he's
not-
figured it out.
It's not possible that she maybe got the tattoo. Well, I guess,
Because she thought it looked cool.
It's a brand.
Yeah.
It's not a tattoo. It's like branded.
yeah, I guess, but
Like
like
they're
maybe
cattle.
True. He
Pretty
figured
harsh.
it all out. He's like, "Wait a minute, that's not your arm."
There is the bit before then when I think it's Jeffrey is back in New York City looking for Elizabeth, and he's asking if any of the prostitutes have seen her, and one of the prostitutes says, "We got handcuffs, whips, enemas, dildos, racks, chain link, barbed wire, and feathers." And I was just like, "Oh my god,
She pronounced it dildos as well.
dildos!"
She's never said the word dildo before in her life before this casting opportunity, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna read it
Might
like
have
dildo."
been an actual streetwalker that they got.
Oh,
Because I think a lot of them were sex workers,
Amazing.
not actually actresses.
hell yeah,
That
that's
checks
brilliant.
out. That checks out.
Yeah,
A lot of porn acting in the movie, so yeah.
and Jeffrey he spies a preacher, and the preacher just tells him where she is,
Oh god,
which is like very convenient.
yeah.
Yeah,
It gives a good description of like her in general, even though it's like some sort of biblical like reading or verse or something. But he's clearly referring to her.
It's like the news kind of things or the TV shit. It's all very on the nose. Yeah, his rant was very spot on.
Very spot on, yeah. But yeah, he like basically directs Jeffrey to where she is
in the bar.
In the bar, and then
the other pimp is going down on her.
Oh yeah,
in the bar.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what causes the fire.
It's very strange.
Yeah, but she's obviously conducting so much raw power, like freaking
She's got
Palpatine.
an electric
puss.
Puss.
Yeah.
A puss.
She's like freaking Palpatine. She's got electricity coming out of everywhere. And something catches fire. I think he catches fire or something, and then chaos ensues.
He definitely does. And there's a then obviously like everybody has to run outside, and that's where Jeffrey finds her. I think.
No, he finds her in the bar. I think, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jeffrey comes into the bar, and Zorro is. He follows them as they leave, basically.
Yeah. This is where it gets good.
Yeah, it's they get back to the garage, and Elizabeth is back to her normal self. She has her normal memories.
He bolts her head back on because her head fell off
a
little bit in the explosion.
It's like dangling.
Yeah.
Sort of fallen off, so he has to bolt her neck back together a little bit more. And I think the logic in that is that her head is more firmly attached, and therefore,
or maybe it's like a factory reset, or just like restarting your computer after an update.
Doesn't the original Frankenstein monster have those bolts in his like temples or in the neck?
In the neck
or something.
Yeah, to keep his head attached to the body.
So I guess it's keeping with the lore.
Yeah.
So yeah, she regains her personality, who she is.
And she realizes what's happened to her and how she's different.
Because I said I wonder what she was calling drugs. She calls them, holy shit, girls, it's jums, super jums, jums instead of drugs, because they go it's drugs, super drugs, and she goes it's jums.
Oh God,
I love
Jesus.
her. She is a fantastic actress, though. Like, she plays it so well.
Yeah, I actually thought her acting was pretty decent, to be fair. She reminded me of that lady from
She's
SNL.
like never in anything ever again.
Yeah, well.
She didn't need to be.
She peaked.
Perfection.
Yeah, she didn't have anything to prove to anyone else at that point. She was like, no. I'm done. Don't even invite me to the Oscars. I don't need the recognition. I know. But yeah, so they take her, they go back, he, puts the bolts, she regains her old personality, and then Zorro shows up.
Yeah.
And he just, critical hits Jeffrey.
Yeah,
it's astonishing.
With a machete. Yeah, with a machete.
Which just makes him look even more like, what's his name? The guy that's Machete.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't not look like Danny Trejo.
Maybe it's a homage.
I mean, no, he just looks... I mean, he's just got a mustache.
Macho man.
Maybe that's it.
He's
just very
got
muscly.
A mustache. You're just kind of a bit confused about all the muscles and the mustache and the tank top and all the chains.
He could be like a body double for Danny Trejo.
He could be.
I don't think he could. Honestly...
Danny Trejo's 5 foot tall. I forgot.
Is he?
He's very small.
Oh my God, I thought he was a tall man. He's got
tall person energy.
Yeah. So yeah,
he doesn't look anything like this guy. I'm sorry, but you're just... I don't know what you're... He's 1.7 meters.
Jobs. What's he on? Super jumps.
Jums.
Super jumps. That's what he's on.
Holy shit,
jumps.
girls. I'm looking at a picture of Danny Trejo and I'm looking at a picture of Zorro, and they're nothing. They are nothing alike.
Look. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Who can say for sure? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who knows?
Bouphe
You are
definitely
wrong.
thinks you're wrong in this case.
anyway-
Okay, well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled
Jeffrey
to
doesn't
it.
have a head anymore.
Yeah,
He
it's
doesn't.
gone.
No, it's gone. Clean
Zorro
off.
comes because he wants to get his exploding bitches back. He wants
Revenge, probably.
Elizabeth for himself because he's offering her some crack to come
Oh
with him.
no! Elizabeth is doomed now. Surely.
Surely. Without Jeffrey, what's she gonna do?
But remember the freezer full of the prostitute body parts that got struck by the lightning earlier.
Stop. You're forgetting one very important piece of information. Doesn't he tell her, because she's like, she regains her personality and she's like, oh my God, this is great. How did you do this? And then she looks down and then she's like, wait a minute, like, this isn't my body. This isn't, like, what did you do? And then he tells her like a really important piece of information about the procedure, about like
it
how
only works on women
only women.
because it's estrogen based.
Yes.
Yes. And Zorro, because he knows that person standing there is a mixture of all the girls. So he's like calling out to them. He's saying, "You hear me, Crystal? You hear me, Sugar? You hear me, Monkey? Monkey, you hear me?" And of course, the body parts in the freezer, in the estrogen goo, hear this and start knocking over the freezer and crawling out. And what emerges is an amalgamation of all the body parts, all the heads that have just.
But when they first got put into there, I said to my friend, I'm like, it's definitely going to be some fucking Dark Souls looking boss. I put my, like, I can put everything on this.
Right.
Like, Miyazaki has watched this film and gone, yeah, that's where he's gotten his inspiration from, because holy fuck, when that thing crawled out of the freezer, it was so disgusting. It was like a phalanx or something, right? Like, it just...
They look like baby shoggoths to me.
Oh my God.
Shoggoths.
It was
beautiful.
It was so fucked, but it like delivered. It was everything I'd hoped it would be. It was more horrifying than anything I'd seen throughout the entire film. Truly.
Yeah. It's real body horror all of a sudden.
That was real.
That's the bit that I don't remember as well. Like every time I'm like, I remember everything else, and then apparently I just forget every fucking time that there's this fucking horrific bit at the end. I mean, I laugh. It makes me laugh every time.
It is so iconic because it comes out, after you said the thing about him saying, "You hear me?" and they all like come out of the freezer, and the bit that got me was how it like dragged Zorro into the freezer and just basically claimed him as
They're perfectly happy to live in that freezer goo forever.
Oh God,
Their
with
life
Zorro.
now.
Perfect. It was perfect. It lived up to everything I hoped would happen.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
But of course Elizabeth she won't be happy without Jeffrey, so she has to. She's like, don't worry, we'll sort you out. Basically.
Yeah, Jeffrey's beheaded at this point. Yeah, so he's
But because his method only works on female body parts, she couldn't use his body. She couldn't use Zorro's body, so she had to use the bits of the prostitutes. And the end product is Jeffrey's head on some kind. Well, it's supposed to be a woman's body.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
it's a mess.
I love the left arm that the arm that just is like flailing about, like touching the boobs, touching
I think the reason it looks so weird is because Jeffrey's already picked the best parts for Elizabeth.
Possibly.
So these are like the leftovers, the bits that didn't quite make the grade.
Yeah.
And also that weren't already the little messy, the little, you can't take apart these little
what do they
beings
call
that live
it?
in your freezer.
What do you call it? It's not giblets. Like
giblets.
When you have like
I would have given him more tits if I was Elizabeth. I would have used all the tits.
Use all the tits. Why not,
all
man?
the tits. They're huge.
Because there were 9 of them. That's 18 tits. Elizabeth has 2 of them, so he could have had 16 tits on him.
Christ.
Why
that would
wouldn't
have
you
been
want
amazing. Why wouldn't you want that?
Sorry,
exactly.
Not giblets. Giblets apparently is another word for a man's balls. Okay, so like
is it?
Apparently,
I've never called them giblets. I've never said get your giblets out of my face.
Don't you check your chicken and your turkeys to see if it's still got the giblets inside?
No, I don't actually.
Giblets are the innards of a bird's carcass, basically, when you're going to eat it.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was supposed to be. I thought I'd like gotten the word wrong, but he basically had, like when you like take all the good bits of the meat and then you're left with like the not so good bits. That's what it basically was supposedly what happened with him. Yeah, and that's how it ends.
Magnificent ending.
Yeah.
And I won't be offended. Did you genuinely enjoy it, G?
I did.
Was it something that it's not to your taste, really?
I mean, I do like those kinds of films. Like they're not like my super go-to ones, but it reminds me of that. I don't know what like category it fits into. Like like
body
movie
horror.
No. Like that genre of movie that's like really wacky and like anything can happen and it's just so over the top. Like The Burbs. I don't know if you guys have seen The Burbs.
Right.
With
that comedy is it's kind of like it's just surreal.
Yeah.
And I love those sort of surreal
movies. A lot of comedy horror films are like that. Just over the top.
Yeah.
And I love that sort of thing. I think that is my sort of film. The ones that are really fucking stupid and it knows it's stupid. It knows it's going to be absolute trash.
Very self-aware film.
Yeah, so those types of films, like I do like them, but like they're not, like I said, they're not like always a thing that I go, yeah, let's like go to that. But sometimes when I'm in the mood, I will watch a film that like fits into that category. In terms of rating,
final thoughts and rating. G,
you go first.
Me?
What's your rating?
Okay, well, first of all, like last week we watched Heat. Yeah, and it was twice as long.
Yeah,
a very good film in my opinion. It was like, to me, Heat was like a fine 7-course meal. Very good, but a bit too rich, a bit too much to eat. I felt bloated afterwards.
Good description.
This film to me was like a Greg's vegan sausage roll, a nice little snack. First time I had it, I was like, "This is weird, but delightful." Second time round, I don't know. I still enjoyed it, but it did. I think I was more aware of just how fucking strange it was, and
yeah.
It's a film about prostitutes getting murdered. There's a lot of non-consensual shit going on. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. I still enjoy it. It's a very self-aware film. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10.
What?
A solid film. Still enjoyed it. I probably, first time I watched it, would have given it a higher rating. But this time around, I think my reactions are a bit more subdued than they were.
So you put it a point down from Heat, because I'm pretty sure you gave Heat like an 8. So you're saying it's pretty much up there.
I think Heat, I know this sounds crazy, but I think Heat is a better film than Frankenhooker. I know that's insane.
No,
that's bold.
That doesn't, no, but your rating doesn't make sense. Like,
what do you mean it doesn't make sense?
You gave Heat like an 8 or an 8.5 or something.
It's a better film than this.
Yeah, but like you're basically putting it a point away. So you're saying that it's pretty much almost as good as Heat.
I'm saying I enjoyed it immensely, but it's, you know, it's not a great film, but it's a good film. I stand by that rating. Fuck you. I stand by that rating.
I mean, I'm just trying to find the logic.
I will
in your
not be
rating
taking any
system.
questions at this time.
Okay, I'm sure. If that's how you
Okay.
want to rate it, and that's
Yeah.
your logic, then fine.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'll agree with like a large part of what you said. It's just wacky. It's black comedy. It's a fever dream from start to finish. It's gonna be like just punches out of nowhere, left, right, and center. And yeah, I like the length of it. It got to the point because he could have just dragged it out, right? You could do so many different wacky scenarios with this plot.
Not with the fucking budget they had.
Yeah, well,
I think they couldn't go too far.
wait, what was the budget? We didn't. Oh, the
1.5
questions.
million.
Yeah, and how much? Okay, we do our questions, right?
This comes after our thoughts and rating.
Okay. Sorry. All right, so I will give it a
7 out of 10. Go on, you fucking bitch. Give it the same rating as me that you complained.
No,
I did.
I'm going to be honest here. This is all.
Okay,
I'm not going
be
to like
honest.
sugarcoat. Just like with Bouphe. Bouphe
Yeah,
thought
you don't need to sugarcoat these things.
Bouphe thought
Oh, no.
Heat was a 2, right? And that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
And I
2
understand.
out of 10, was it?
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
was 2 out of 5, wasn't it?
No, two
No, I
out of
gave it
10,
2 out of 10.
and
2
1
out
out
of
of 5,
10?
I think.
Fuck
I hated
me.
it.
Yeah.
Holy
so,
shit.
But I understand Booph's logic, and I understand when she talked about how she can see why it is like a highly acclaimed film, but it is just
Yeah.
not up to her like tick box
Exactly.
standards.
It's subjective. We all have our things we like.
Exactly. So, with that in mind, I did like Frankenhooker a lot, but I would still give it like, I don't know, a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I understand. I completely understand it.
Good
because
lord.
It's something, if you are watching films because you want to be engaged in certain ways, and you like a lot of story-driven stuff, and you like suspense, or you like certain aspects,
Yeah.
Frankenhooker isn't for you.
Yeah. You have to like this kind of type of movie, which is why I was trying to get you guys to describe what this kind of movie is. It's just wacky. The rules don't really apply. Like, so much can happen outside of the realms of reality. And I'm not saying I don't
Yeah.
like that, but sometimes it just throws me through a loop. But again, it's not to say it's a bad movie or like
Absolutely.
it's shit or whatever. It's just, you have to be in, or I personally have to be in a certain type of mood to want to watch a movie like this. But I'm not saying
Yes.
it's bad. It's just, yeah, it's an acquired taste. So therefore,
Okay.
I would agree.
it's a 4.
Jeez.
I'm not going to fight that rating at all.
No, I mean,
because
we're free
it's
to
totally.
yeah, we're free
It's
to
totally
say what
warranted, and you don't even have to give an explanation for your
I'm happy
ratings a lot
to.
of the time.
I think you
I'm
do,
happy to.
because this is a movie discussion podcast and you have to explain
Right.
yourself.
It is. No, but
Okay,
sometimes
well, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Well,
Well,
I
there
think we
you go.
all understand, right? We all understand and we appreciate each other's points of view, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the point of, yeah, it's like you said, that's the point of this. It's like, so if I'm going to sit here and give it a 4, or if Bouphe wants to say this thing is a 2 out of 10, and she's just like, you know what, I just think it's shit. And I can't
Yeah.
really explain why.
I just don't
but
really vibe with it.
Yeah,
But-
that's fine
And
too.
if G doesn't vibe with Frankenhooker, I understand. Whereas I totally vibe with Frankenhooker. The first time I saw it, I think my life was completely fucking changed.
Well, the person I was watching it with was like, this is one of the most Bouphe things ever. Like, it just,
Yeah,
it
it
fits you
is.
down to a T. So, yeah, I think our scores
4
reflect.
out of 10. The most Bouphe thing.
4 out of 10.
No.
4 out of 10.
10.
Most Bouphe thing ever.
No, but Bouphe
I mean,
likes weird, wacky, like unique, over the top, like very just. I can't explain it. I
I
can't
love
explain
the
it.
surreal, don't I? I
Yeah.
love the stupid.
Yeah.
And I love things that make fun of sex in a very light-hearted way.
That's fair enough. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. This is why we're doing this, because there's so many different types of movies outside of things that we may watch, may not watch, may have never watched, and it's interesting to see, because we are quite different. Our tastes are quite different from one another, so it's fascinating to see what we each like and what we think of the things that we each like. And that's the whole point of this thing. To give
Well said, G.
Yeah. Let's get to the trivia part. No?
I want to hear Bouphe's final thoughts and rating.
Okay.
Well, I do give it a 10 out of 10, obviously.
Holy shit.
I love it. I think it's perfection. I think it's ridiculous and stupid. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's Henenlotter's... Well, it's not his... I don't know whether it's his best film, because I really fucking love Brain Damage as well. But
I really like Basket Case 2. It's hilarious.
It is stupid. Like, that sort of thing, it's just so funny and stupid and pointless and stuff. And I love the acting. I love the actors. I love everything about it. And it's just an all-round enjoyable movie, and every time I watch it, I forget how good it is, and I forget how much I laugh at it.
Oh.
And yeah, it's that sort of thing. I love really daft fucking stuff, so
that's so
it makes sense, doesn't it?
That's so sweet. It's actually really sweet, because what's comforting for someone and what makes someone tickle is it's going to be so different to the other person.
There's loads of good memories attached to it as well, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like one of those videos that I picked up, just not even, like, because of the cover and because of the title. I was like, it's got to be amazing. Man. Yeah. And it was.
I'm skipping ahead to the trivia, right?
Go for it.
There's a VHS release of it that has a button that you press.
I would love that.
That is amazing.
And what does it say?
Want a date?
Want a date? Except really like low fidelity, crackly. Want a date? Want a date?
Would you even find that on eBay? Like, would that even be around anywhere?
It must be out there.
They're very rare, and the ones that are around, the batteries are pretty much dead.
Oh.
Because I think because they were US releases as well. Everything was in cardboard cartons, so they don't survive quite as well as PAL releases as well, because they've got plastic boxes.
Oh.
So you'll find a lot of American collectors there. You've really got to look after your videotapes.
Bouphe knows this shit.
She knows.
I do know this shit.
She's a knower.
Because the US was just... They just wanted... It was just cardboard. And although very aesthetically pleasing.
They do, yeah. It was just like a lot of them... Because a lot of my like VHS collection was... plastic. Like it had like rim edges. It stuck out. It was pretty like solid. And I think
Aussie tapes were the same. They were plastic, you know.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
the US was one of the only places that had I don't know.
Had cardboard, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
G-Star Games. Do you have the budget and box office?
I don't have
stats.
No, I thought Bouphe was going to do that.
Bouphe, do you have this?
Yep.
Okay.
I do somewhere. So the budget was $1.5 million.
Yeah.
I think including marketing and everything, it was an extra $1 million on top.
Right. And the box office taking... Yeah, I think it was 2.5 million with marketing and stuff. The box office takings were $205,000.
Less than a tenth of the money back.
Less than a tenth.
Monka ass.
This was a box office bomb. Part of that is because of the rating, I think.
This is my favorite. This is like, I'm sorry, I know this is
On to
my...
the trivia, G-Star Games. You have a piece of trivia for us.
It's funny. It's funny. So in the thing, it says Frankenhooker's initial release was delayed because of difficulty obtaining an R rating from the MPAA. The director recalls that one representative of the ratings body actually said in a phone call to the production company's secretary, "Congratulations, you're the first film rated S." And she said, "S? For sex?" And they said, "No, S for shit."
Wow. So they gave it an X rating, which is like go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And Henenlotter just released it unrated, just ignored them.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe that. That is like so insanely insulting. Apparently it took 12 years
That would
to
have
make.
affected. Oh
Yeah.
my god, 12 years.
Apparently it took 12 years to make. And my second favorite piece of trivia is Bill Murray is apparently a really big fan of this film, and he publicly endorsed it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, what a
Insane.
king. What a
Insane.
king.
One movie this year, it should be Frankenhooker.
Oh my god. Those were my like favorite pieces of trivia to read about this film.
So the budget to get it actually made, $1.5 million, as we said. Henenlotter's most expensive at the time film. So he basically used up all of the budget on the super crack exploding hookers scene.
I'm not surprised.
And he had the lab with all the like little pyrotechnics when Elizabeth is brought back to life, that scene with all the lightning, and he had no budget for it. So he just got some guy in to do it who set up these little explosives, and Henenlotter said, "Is it going to be okay?" And the guy replies to him saying, "Don't worry, it's maybe safe."
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously,
I mean, you could tell it was maybe safe because shit was literally catching on fire as...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be near any of that.
No.
That's for sure. And yeah, as I said, there were like body parts, props got stolen. The ones that actually had like articulation, the nice ones, the expensive ones, got nicked, and they were just left with like the shittest stiff body parts. So
Nice.
I don't know. Would the film really? I guess Bouphe would have given it an 11 out of 10 if it had the original props.
I really like the shitty props. I don't know. Obviously, I can't tell if the shitty props would have been better or the really good props, because either way, it fucking works. I love low budget stuff anyway, and I love it when people have to fucking make do with whatever they can get hold of to make it work. It doesn't matter how janky it is.
Yeah.
It adds a lot of charm to it, I think, as well. I do like the fact that those are real ladies of the night.
Yeah.
They got the shots from the open door of a moving van. These are real hookers. They're in Screen Actors Guild now.
Yeah, because they were on film for a film that was being released in the cinema. They all had to be in the SAG, so they all got their cards just for being shot from the back of a moving van.
That's wonderful.
And the actors that he had, they didn't want to do nudity, so that's why he went to go and get strippers and stuff. Because normal actresses were just like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
I don't want to do that.
There was a lot of
nudity.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, he's like, I want so many tits in this film. Like, you will not believe.
I remember Bouphe was like, I
tits.
should have tallied how many.
count.
I should have tallied all of the tits and all of the arses and all of the fake heads, because there was a lot of fake heads in it as well that looked really bad.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant though.
I have a question. This is a question we ask every week. Ladies, do you think this would make a good video game?
Yeah.
What would it be though?
I don't know.
I'm talking like, NES.
A dating sim?
No.
Oh, that'd be quite good.
Yeah, you're trying to pick up prostitutes in order to kill them to bring your fiancé back to life.
Yeah.
It's quite a
I mean,
twist.
that would be quite good.
But like as an old school game, not like a today's game.
Like a visual novel, kind of.
If I could get like a player model of Frankenhooker just to play, just to insert in games like Left 4 Dead, that'd be great.
Oh my god!
Like Splatterhouse or something, where she's doing her weird walk. Oh my god! And she's
like walking down the street, and you press triangle, and she starts saying her lines.
Lonely? Want a party? Looking for a good time? Got any money?
That'd be great. That'd be so
That's all the
good.
buttons.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do different things. There's no like attack button. It's just
No,
that.
they just
No, she
They're
has
just-
an attack button. She's got electricity. What are you on about?
slap. She's got slap and electricity. Those are the two
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah.
Pretty good attacks though, honestly. It's not,
I think it could work as like an old school game. Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to say about this film? Because we've been going an hour and a half now.
I know.
Dario Argento thought this film was one of the best of 1990.
Wow.
That's been a bad year.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
Batman. Oh, Batman was the year before, wasn't it?
Right.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. That checks out. Yeah.
I'm still reading. There's so much trivia for this.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
I think this is just fucking brill. I think it's honestly, it's one of the finest films I've ever seen, and that's why it
Thank
went in the
you.
list.
Thank you for
And that-
putting it on your list.
Oh,
Bouphe.
did you replace this one? Yeah, we're
I
getting
did.
to that part where we
Yes, our
roll
lists.
the dice.
So I attempted to put another horror film on, and this one is slightly more horror. I
Ooh.
think it's more of a normal. I say normal horror.
Mm.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I think Simon's probably seen it before. G might have done. It's Cemetery Man. De la Morte dell'Amore.
I haven't seen that.
Don't think I've seen that.
Oh.
I think you'd very much like it.
94.
Um,
Della Morte dell'Amore.
yes,
Italian.
and It's
Rupert Everett?
It's fucking great.
What? Okay, looks great. Looks fucking great. Okay, sure. Fuck it. Have you replaced anything else?
No, I'm keeping everything else the same personally. What about you, G?
Oh yeah, no, mine's the same. Yeah, none of mine got taken out. I don't
You
think.
can still change a couple, one or two films if you want to, week to
Oh.
week, to keep things fresh.
Yeah, no, I
But if you're good,
replaced 2 last week, so I think think
yeah.
I'm alright.
I have replaced my action movie, which was The 36th Chamber of Shaolin, and I was like, oh, okay, I want something, not something I've watched before, or like I've only watched bits of. I want to watch something just crazy, very cult, something that I've been meaning to watch from like minute 1 to minute 90. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension.
Brilliant.
I'm hoping that Bouphe
Cracking.
loves this.
Yes.
1984. It's got RoboCop in it.
Oh,
as
It's got
a-
RoboCop.
What is he? He's like a brain surgeon, like a neurosurgeon. He tests rocket cars.
nice.
He's a man that can do. He's like Ray Skywalker. He can do anything.
Oh, he's a Mary Sue.
And it's the most ridiculous film. And I don't think I've ever watched it from beginning to end. I've only caught bits of it.
Oh,
So-
Yeah, same. I think it's
so
one of
that's
those
on
ones
the
that I zone in and out of sometimes films, but I do need to sit down and proper watch it anyway.
Well, we
It's got
might-
an all-star cast there. It's
might
got
get a
Jeff
chance.
Goldblum.
oh,
insane.
Yeah.
It's an insane cast. You will not believe
He's
it.
fucking great.
Nice.
All right, ladies. All right, where are we? Movie fam channel. Okay, this is the dice rolling part of the stream to see what we pick. First of all, we roll to see which number on the list we pick,
Mhm.
and then we decide whose film.
Sorry to like take you off track, but I did look up Cemetery Man, and there's like a little, which I've never seen this before. It's got like a little like video that plays next to the thumbnail of the film, and there's some like interesting shots. But one thing that came up, it was said best movie of the year, and was quoted by Martin Scorsese. I'm not
Bullshit.
even. No, I'm not. I'm not joking.
What the fuck?
I'm not
What
joking.
the fuck?
I
Okay.
will.
I have the best taste in films. I'm sorry.
She does.
I'm
Yes, she
sorry if
does.
loads of really award-winning directors agree with me and famous
Yeah.
actors
True.
think that it's
True.
fucking great.
Okay, right. We're rolling a d6 to see which number on each of our lists. 2.
2. Oh,
Black
good.
Dynamite.
Yes.
Tropic Thunder or Twisted Pear? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, these are all good. These are all good.
These are all very good.
Okay, so 1 or a 2 is Black Dynamite, a 3 or a 4 is Tropic Thunder, and a 5 or a 6 is fucking Neil Breen Twisted Pear.
No,
oh my
no,
god,
not
I
Neil
can't. Oh! Oh my god, it's a 6! It's a 6!
No!
We're watching.
Gee, why are you complaining?
We're watching Twisted Pear by Neil Breen.
Yes.
What do you
Yes.
mean?
Oh my
Everything's
god.
coming up. I broke a mirror just before we started recording, and I mean, turns out that I'm still feeling quite lucky.
Oh my
I've
God.
never seen or heard who like Neil Breen was before. Like you guys brought up his name the other day, so I had no idea who this man is. And then I sometimes watch like a YouTube channel that like looks at like really bad Seagal movies, and then one of them brought up a Neil Breen one, which for the life of me I don't remember the name of. And holy mother of Christ, what the fuck?
It's
What
the one where there's all
fuck?
the doll heads in the desert and the prostitutes and
He's
the
like
man in the wheelchair that can
I'm wondering
walk
how
and
many
becomes
of my
younger.
films on all of my lists have something to do with prostitution or something to do with women getting.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably best not to overthink it. Really, Bouphe.
Probably
I don't know.
best.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think we should. I think we should think it. I think we should think it really hard.
So far, G has won, Bouphe has won, and Bouphe has won.
Well, no, I won. But then we like
And then we
changed it.
Yeah, that's not
We
canon.
vetoed
That
that.
win was not canon.
Now Bouphe is the winner. Bouphe is winning. She's on a winning streak.
She's on a streak. She's on a streak.
Wait, so what?
I
so
guess
before we-
the rules are we.
Yeah, no, we go with it. We go with it.
for
Yeah, I was
this
going to
week.
say.
yeah.
I guess the rules are we can't have 3 of the same person in a row.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm locked out next week.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh my god. Okay, Twisted Pear. I'm delighted with this. I'm fucking delighted.
Honestly, like last week, I was delighted as well, and now I'm elated. I am
It has
beside
a
myself.
5 out of 10. And a 2.
That's generous. I'm going to be
That
honest.
feels-
No,
yeah, that feels a bit
don't-
high. I don't know.
No, with you saying that doesn't give me any hope.
I mean, it's just one of those things that I love. I'm going to find out what I rated it on Letterboxd when I watched it.
On Letterboxd, it has a 2.6 out of 5.
So I don't think I've rated it. But I mean, yourmoviesucks.org has rated it 5 out of 5, which I completely fucking agree with. Because I love it. Because I know that it's a bad film, but that's why I love it.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, this time next week we'll see just
See if
how
G
we
even shows
dealt
up.
with it.
I mean, because G might not show up.
I'm
It's just
gonna
Bouphe
get,
alone.
I'm gonna get fucking brain rot from all of the Bouphe's movies.
Harsh. So harsh.
The fucking synopsis from this: identical twin brothers become hybrid AI.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they're also aliens somehow as well. I don't know.
Holy shit!
I'm sure we have a lot to discuss.
We have much to discuss.
I can't
Yes.
believe we've done an hour and 40 of this. This is insane. This is our longest
told you
one.
this is
Week's
a-
episode is going to be twice as long, G. We
How-
have so much to talk about.
How did we manage to do almost 2 hours for a movie that is like an hour and 30 minutes compared to Heat,
Because
which
it's
is like,
fantastic.
oh my god.
Heat, I was struggling to find things to say because I'm still thinking about it, but I can't remember a single fucking thing.
Oh my
Just
god.
also bear in mind that about 20 minutes of this recording today has been Bouphe looking out of a window or fiddling with a Tamagotchi.
Okay.
Yeah,
So just bear that in mind.
cat has gone.
Okay. We will sign off.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening. The listeners out there. It's goodbye from me.
And it is a
And it's goodbye from him.
from Simon and myself and Bouphe. Thank you for listening.
Perfect.